Hello everyone, I hope you can see me okay. I've just got my camera and everything into position and I hope it's all working as it should. So give me a thumbs up if you can see this. My name is Linda Dolke and I'm on the east coast of Australia. So wherever in the world you are watching from today, welcome. We're going to have a really fun time. These live craft along events usually go for about an hour. If you're new to this, there's a couple of questions you might have. First of all, what is the squeaky noise in the background? I have a little birdie that sits up here in the cage and likes to make noise while I talk. So if you hear him, please excuse him. He's been with me for 24 years and we are allowed to excuse him a little bit. His name is Cookie. I've got the door closed though, so the cats won't jump up, and yeah, it's a madhouse around here. How is everyone's weekend going? It's Saturday afternoon here in Australia. I'm on Sydney time. I live about between Sydney and Newcastle, so about an hour and a half north of Sydney, roughly. And it's a beautiful part of the world, I have to tell you. Welcome. All right, so today we are going to be having some fun with a new bundle that came out in our new mini catalogue. So let me just grab that. So this is the one I'm talking about. And the suite that the bundle that we're playing with today is called Stars at Night. And this is on page 15 of this catalogue. Hello, Margaret. Hi, Marie. Oh, and we've got two Margarets. If there's any more Margarets in the house, sing out. Hey, Chris, how are you? Up from Melbourne. Hi, Marilyn, Jolene. And Donna, hi. Nice to see you. We've got lots of people starting to pop in. So this is a different time for me. I normally go live in the evening, my time, which sometimes doesn't suit my overseas audiences. It can be in the wee hours of the morning. So unless somebody's having trouble sleeping, sometimes they don't get to see my lives. They get to watch the replays though. Hey there, Gina. Oh, well, it must be early hours of the morning. Oh no, this is a better time for you, right? This is a better time. So it is a better time, I think, for my North American friends, not for my European friends. It's the middle of the night for them. So hi, everyone. Hi, Nairi. Hi, Anne. Nice to have you with me. Hi, Glenda. Hi, Deb. Nice to see you. All right, so we're playing with the, this is the one, this one here. It's absolutely beautiful. I did make a card with it last night. Did anyone see the video we did last night? And I made a card with it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful set. So this is basically an online class. So this video that you're watching right now is a free video. If you decide you would like to make the other projects, and I'll show you those towards the end, then you can also watch those. That's part of the online class, and there are another 4 projects in that class. The videos have all been recorded. I'm just working on the final document with the measurements in it, both for the metric girls and also the imperial girls. So whether you prefer centimeters or inches, all the sizing is there for you. So you did see last night. So what did you think? Did you like it? Oh, hi, Donna. This time is better. Yeah, I know, Donna. Yeah, it's not always great for me. I'm considering adding or changing I'm not sure. I've got to work it out, but I am considering changing my time for one of my live videos to a daytime one. So right now they're in the evening, but I know that doesn't suit a lot of people, so I am considering changing to an afternoon. All right, so let's switch over the camera and have a look at what we have here, and we'll get started. All right. Like I said, these videos go for around about an hour, roughly, usually. All right, so this is what we're working with. This is the Stars at Night bundle. That's stamped. Sorry about my inky fingers. It's just an occupational hazard for me. I've always got different coloured ink all over my fingers. Stars at Night is a stamp set, and it has a matching die set and a hybrid embossing folder. Now, I have to tell you, hey, Marsha from Texas, nice to see you. Hi, Joan, how are you? Hey, Priscilla. If I have missed your name, I apologize. I am so sorry. But what I'm hoping is that I'll catch most of you. But this little suite here, or this bundle here, is just fabulous. Anytime you see a hybrid embossing folder, okay, an embossing folder that's included in the bundle with the dies, Whenever you see that, it means it's something pretty special. Okay, hybrid embossing folders are awesome. They work with the dies to give you a cut and embossed image at the same time. Just beautiful. Okay, so I am going to show you some of these other bits and pieces. We're going to be working with this one today. Now, some of you may have received from me a supply pack. Basically, if you order with me the previous month, and I'm going to pull out the cards we're going to use. If you have ordered from me the previous month, an order over $60 here in Australia, then you qualify for a supply pack the following month. Okay. Now, if you are in my team, I have also included, you get the free tutorials as well after this video, but there's also on my blog a full list of supplies you would need if you want to craft along with me. Okay, so even if you don't have the supply pack, you can still prepare your supplies and they're ready. So this is the card we're making this time. And yes, it is a flat card. So it stands like so. Okay, and it's a very, very simple card. Now, when I do these videos, I try and keep the very simple cards as much as possible for the free class. It's very, very simple, but something a little bit special too. Okay, so we're working with gold and vanilla. Well, actually gold, vanilla, and white, actually. And then this one is a little bit different. It's almost exactly the same, but I've gone for an extra step, and I'm going to show you how to do both. Okay, so this one, the main difference obviously is the color. I've worked with the gold and vanilla paper here and the gold and navy here, but this one also is an easel card. All right, so I don't know if you can see that very well, but it sits up like an easel card. Okay, so I will show you how to turn this one into an easel card if you wish to do so. Oh, hey, Linda. Nice to see you in Minnesota. Yes, 11 p.m. I know. I was just chatting to my friend Susan. She's in St. Paul. And yes, I know it's late where she is. Hi, Linda Carver. How are you going? Oh, late Friday evening. Yep. All right. So these are the cards. We're going to start by making this one because these are the supplies that you have are like this. If you particularly want to make the easel card instead, your options are make this one first, and then make the easel card next time once you know how to do this one. Or you can wait. When I get to the bit where I'm gluing this embossed panel onto the front, wait, and I will show you how to turn it into an easel card. Okay, so let's start with this one. I'm going to pull out the supplies as you would have received them if you have a supply pack. If you don't have a supply pack, like I said, all the measurements and basic instructions are on the blog, all right? I'll put the blog address up on the screen just for a minute so that you can see where you need to go. If that's it there, lhiggins.blogspot.com. If you're thinking, who on earth is L Higgins? That was my name, my previous to married name. So that was me. Some of you knew me as Linda Higgins many years ago, but I've been Mrs. Dolke these days for nearly 8 years. Can you believe nearly 8 years? Actually, hang on a second. Is it 8 years? Yeah, that's right. It'll be 8 years in January. So there we go, coming up on that. All right, so let's pull some pieces here out of the bag. Now, you might notice there's some cuts here. Don't worry. If you have the supply pack, you're already cut. But I'm actually going to do it from scratch so that those of you who do not have the pieces with the cuts can see how it's done. All right. So this is half a sheet of cardstock. All right. If you're in Australia or in Europe, you're going to have A4 cardstock. If you're in North America or Canada, you're going to have letter size cardstock. Now, either way, you cut it in half horizontally. Okay. And then you then score it in half. So I actually scored mine. I didn't fold this piece in half to make a card base, although if you did, it wouldn't matter, okay? But I've got my score line at the halfway mark. Now, our cardstock here in Australia, the A4 is 21 centimetres wide. So this score line is at the 10.5 centimetre mark, okay? And I've gone through. So I'm going to bring my trimmer in. Let me just get my bits and pieces. I'm going to bring my trimmer in and I'm going to show you how I did it. Now, you can I did it 2.5 centimetres from each end. Now, 2.5 centimetres, for those that don't know, is an inch. Okay, so an inch, 2.5 centimetres, it's almost identical. Okay, and then what you're going to do, hang on a second. Let me double check. I think I've just told you the wrong thing before I start. So it's too long ago that I prepared these. Sorry, not 2.5. That's actually the pieces of paper that you're going to be sticking on. I hope I haven't just messed anybody up. It's going to be 3 centimeters or about 1.25 inches. Okay, so 3 centimeters from the end. So let me pull in an uncut piece, 3 centimeters, and our trimmer has, I'm going to get above it so if my voice changes a little bit, that's why there's like a line here on the blade. And what I do is I line up that blade, that line, with the score line that's underneath here. I can see it through my clear ruler, and I'm sitting it, and I'm going to go from there to the top. Okay, so now I have a cut that goes from the halfway mark to the top. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to turn around. Doesn't matter which way, but we're going to do the other side exactly the same. So once again, at the 3 centimeter mark, it's easier to start at your score line. You line up your little line there in the blade and go to the top. All right. So now I have my 2 flaps. They're the right size. So they're 3 centimeters or 1.25 inches. Okay. So that's how that works. Now we can go ahead and we can fold this piece in the middle. If you have a bone folder, grab it and push down these scores so it sits nice and flat. All right. Now, this centerpiece is the bit that's going to flap. These two are going to get glued down. Okay, so only the flap is the bit that, so your card is actually just this, so you, when you write your greeting, you'll be writing it just on this centerpiece here in the middle. And it's just a different style of card. It's really cute. Let me take the banner down. Sorry. Just realized that. Beg your pardon. All right. Is that better? Sorry. Got there in the end. Oh, thanks, Cherie. I think I do too. The Fraser Coast is a beautiful part of the world. It absolutely is. And I spent a bit of time up that way once upon a time. And it's just lovely. Yeah, Noosa is one of my favourite spots. I know it's very commercialised, but it's beautiful. The beaches are gorgeous. All right, so you can actually glue these down first, or you can put your pieces of paper. There's 2 pieces supplied. Now these, once again, the measurements are going to be in the PDF that comes with this, but these are 2.5 centimetres wide if you've used 3 inches. Sorry, if you've used 3 centimeters, beg your pardon. Okay, you can either put these on and then glue them down, or you can glue them down first. It doesn't really matter which order we do them in. So let me just grab my Tombow glue. You can use whatever glue suits you, but I do like Tombow for something like this. And I'm just going to zip around this piece here, flap it over, just make sure it lines up with the corner. Okay, and just move that down. Same with this one. Anyone crafting along with me today, or is everyone watching? What are people doing? Tell me whether you're crafting along or watching. I'm just having a look to see what people are saying. All right, so those 2 are going to be down like that, and then we've got this separate flap. So these, I'm going to put these on as I go, so I'm going to put these on as well. If I'm going too fast for people who are crafting along, please let me know and I will slow down. You're watching today, watching and doing wedding things. Ooh, who's wedding, Margaret? That sounds exciting. I have a very, very dear friend whose daughter is getting married today. And I can't wait. I'm sort of anxiously watching Facebook, waiting for them to put up some photos. Haven't seen any yet, but hopefully they'll be not too far away. Ooh, oh, gosh. Well, that was silly. I just went and dropped it right in the middle of my project. Typical. All right. Okay, so then our ends, we've got our flap in the center, and we've got our 2 flaps here on either side that are glued down. How are we going? Watching me, Marsha. Okay. Oh, your daughters. How exciting. At what time? When is the wedding? Is it coming up really soon? Very exciting. Oh, you're having a coffee, Anne. That sounds nice. All right. So we've got some other pieces here in the middle. I am actually going to show you how to make this star, even though you have one in your pack if you are getting a supply pack. If you have a supply pack, you'll also have a little bit of the vanilla and gold satin edge ribbon, which is from our annual catalogue. If you prefer, you could use the gold, the navy and gold glittered ribbon that is part of this suite. Okay. If you, for example, decide to put the blue pieces on the side, that navy and gold ribbon looks stunning. All right. But I use the vanilla and gold because I've just got vanilla and gold in this paper. Just stunning. Here's the glittered ribbon. How beautiful is this? Can you see? Oh, we lost our... Why does it do that? Why do we suddenly go back to one screen? Two screens? I don't know. Who knows? All right. So let me switch back to the right screen. October 21, not far. That's fantastic. Oh, thanks, Marsha. That's a really great thing to do. Yes. Actually, for all of you, for anyone who wonders, if you would like something that really supports anyone that you watch, but I love it when people do it for me. If you like the post, if you like it, give it a thumbs up on YouTube. If you share it, that is even better. It's fantastic. You can share it to a Facebook group or you can share it anywhere you like. This is a public video, so it's available for you to do all those things. Okay. This glittery ribbon is just so stunning. How gorgeous is it? Can you see that? Beautiful. So that would look really nice if you're using the navy blue pieces down the side. But I've used the golden vanilla today. All right. Let's have a look here. All right. So I've also got a piece of white. The measurements will be in the PDF for you. The white piece goes right there in the center, and we're going to go ahead and put that on as well. It's actually a very simple card, this one. It looks a bit fancy because of the gold and also the interesting flap, but it's really very simple. I will always try and make sure that the cards on these public videos are pretty simple because I want everyone to be able to do them. I want this to be something that anyone looks at and goes, oh yeah, I could do that. All right, so isn't that nice? Now this is created, this beautiful emboss panel is created with this 3D embossing folder. This is the hybrid embossing folder that is part of this bundle. Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works in a minute, what the hybrid part of this is all about. Now we've also got a vellum square because of course we couldn't not have some vellum appearing somewhere, right? It's got to be in here as well. All right, then we have our beautiful gold star. And I've also, in your supply packs, you've also got some little blingy bits, right? The little blingy bits are for you to decorate it at the end when we're finished, okay? And you can see there's not a lot to this, okay? It's very, very easy. All right, let's work out how we do. And I'm going to need my cut and emboss machine for this. I want to do the gold square, and we're going to need our embossing folder. And we're going to need our dies. Now the dies, mine are all messed up because I've been using them all day long. Okay, we're going to need this big die with the 3 stars. Okay, so let me move that over. And let me get my cut and emboss machine. I'm going to scroll out a tiny, tiny bit, only because otherwise it's going to be too close. Remind me to scroll in later when I'm done, okay? Oh, thanks, Kay. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, so here's my cut and emboss machine. You do need the big cut and emboss machine because this is a larger size folder. It's 6 inches wide, so you will need the bigger machine for this. Okay, you won't be able to use the mini. You can for a lot of the dies, but you can't for the embossing folder. All right, so how this works, all right, I'm going to need to grab my little piece of gold as well. And I cut my piece of gold to be 3 inches. Yes, I know it's inches, but that's because the paper is 12 by 12 in inches. So 3 inches by 4 inches, okay, which is big enough for the big star, a little bit bigger than the big star on each side. And the big star is the only one we're actually interested in. So what you do with a hybrid embossing folder is you put the die inside the folder, okay? And you want to put it, so the front of the folder is here where the Stampin' Up! Logo is. That's the front. You want to put it on the back of that front piece, all right? And we're going to line this up with these 3 stars. And when you get them properly lined up, they kind of lock in. You'll feel it sort of, there it is. It kind of clicks into place, all right? So then I'm going to put my gold piece to cover this star on this side, because that means it's going to match up with that one. And then I kind of hold that in place, bring this over, and now I can see that my star, remember I'm only interested in the big star, the star is right in the middle of that gold foil. Now, you get rid of all your clear plates when you use a 3D embossing folder. All you need is your base plate, number 1. See the number 1 right there? We're going to use that. Everyone is happy, Susan? Thanks for asking. And the only other thing you need, so this embossing folder with the piece of paper goes straight onto the base plate, onto the base platform. And the only other thing you need is your specialty plate. Now, your specialty plate is the grey plate that comes with the cut and emboss machine. If you don't have one, you can purchase it separately. Or if you have a big shot from way ago, okay, you can also use the blue embossing plate. That it's going to be a slightly more tighter squeeze, but the grey one is the best for this. Okay, so we're going to roll it through. It rolls through very smoothly. There's not a lot of pressure to it. It makes that big clunky noise, but don't panic. All right, I'm going to move that out of the way. Take my plate off, open up this, and you will find that it has both cut and embossed your piece of gold. Here is our beautiful star. Isn't that gorgeous? These 2 like are half stars. I'm not worried about those. I'll get rid of them. They can go in the bin. But isn't that just beautiful? I love the star. Foil is one of my favorite things to emboss. Okay, we're not talking about heat embossing here. We're talking about dry embossing through a cut and emboss machine. Foil is magnificent to emboss. Okay, so that's one of the things that you want to have some foil in your cupboard for nearly all the time. All right, so now we have an extra star. That's fine. We might need that later. And what I'm going to do here, I've got this vellum square, and I'm going to be putting this right here in the middle. Okay, so on the back of here, you're going to fit, you can fit 4 dimensionals. Okay, I'm going to put one up here as far as I can, one down the bottom as far as I can, and then here and here. Okay, so we've got 4. One of them is going to be used to hold our piece of ribbon on, which I somehow managed to lose. I showed it to you before, so we know it. Here it is. Found it. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to look at my star here, and I'm going to take this one here off, and I'm going to have my folded over bit of ribbon, and I'm going to put it so you can have it go straight down if you want to, or you can have it coming out the side. Now I'm looking at it thinking I'd like it straight down, but the folded ribbon is going to go over one of those dimensionals like that, so that it comes out the bottom like so. If you want to, you can have them both going, like on this one you can see they're both cut the same way. This one they're going opposite ways, so totally up to you where you want to cut those. All right, now that I've put that on there, though, there's no sticky bit there, so if you would like to, you could put another one in the middle there, because now we've got a sticky bit in the middle. Okay, and that's going to go onto our vellum piece. Okay, so now we've got this. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but when this one went through, it went through slightly crooked. It doesn't look bad, but it's not quite right, and I've only noticed it now that I'm doing a public video. Of course, this one is perfect, but this one is a little bit skewy, so never mind. Isn't that always the way? All right, so then this is going to go in the center here. All right, if you wanted to have a greeting on the front, you could move it up and put a small greeting, like a small Merry Christmas down the bottom on a small label. you could do that. But if you just want it in the middle, okay, you can always put your greeting inside. All right, that's probably what I would do. I am going to put some more dimensionals behind this because they're going to be hidden by the star. 1, 2, and your ribbon. Let's pop those all there. And let's put that in the center here. So what you're doing is trying to center it as best you can. So it's the same distance from each side. And that's basically our card. We just need to add some bling. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool just to add those. I've got some people with their supply packs got a large and too small, and some people got a small and too large. Okay. Oh, never too late, Rose. Nice to see you. So let's put a couple of these on. And then I'm going to show you how you do the easel card for those of you that would like to do that. All right, so this card is done. And then you could write your greeting inside. You could stamp a little Merry Christmas in there if you wanted to. It's done. All right, super simple. Isn't that easy? Looks good though. And you know why it looks so good? I'm going to show you why it looks so good. Because it uses this beautiful paper. This is what, well, it uses the gorgeous star, the embossed star, but also this. Shirley, you do look in a fabulous place. 25 minutes from the vineyards. Oh, I know. You don't drink wine though, right? Never mind. Cherie just said all the cool kids are here. Indeed, now that Rose is here, right? How can that happen, please? What happened? Sorry, I missed it. I missed the question. All right, so there are 3 vanilla and gold and 3 navy and gold, and these are called the Shining Brightly 12 by 12 specialty paper. Isn't it gorgeous? And the nice thing I like about this is it doesn't have to just be for Christmas. You could use this all year round. You could use it for weddings. You know, very, very elegant. Are you paying attention, Margaret? Did you hear that? You can use it for weddings. It's just beautiful, just gorgeous. So I don't know if you have missed this in the catalogue, but it's on page, I think we said 14 and 15. Absolutely beautiful. You want to go get yourself some of that. Just lovely. I know, very rich. Exactly right. Exactly right, Jamie. Perfect. Oh, I know. How can that happen? I don't want to say how it happened. I know how it happened, but I don't want to say so because it sounds like I'm trying to shift blame, and I don't want to do that. I had someone helping me with these, so I do not want to shift blame, but never mind. Never mind. It happens occasionally. It happens occasionally. All right. Okay. So we have this one as well. Okay, I'm just going to go back to where we were. We're going to fold this over. So I've got a second one here ready to go. This is the one we cut a little earlier. And this one we're going to do with the navy. Okay, I've got this piece and this piece. And let me glue those down. So once again, these pieces are going to be glued down, okay, just like the first one was. You can glue it first or you can glue it after you put the DSP pieces on, either way. So this is going to be, I'm just going to do this one kind of at normal speed, not slow. And I'm just going to show you how to make it into an easel card. So the easel card part of this is super easy, super simple. We love that, right? Right, so then these, and then when I finish showing you this, I'm going to show you all the other cards that are in this month's tutorial bundle, and you'll have the option, if you ordered with me last month or you're in my team, you're going to get it completely free for doing absolutely nothing, just because you placed an order or you're in the team. If you are not, if that's not you, you can purchase them. They're 15. Oh, hang on, I need to double check my price. That'll be on my blog later today, how much they're going to be. So I can't remember. I think it's $15 Australian, which is about $10 American, but I need to double check myself. All right, so then I've got the same size piece I had before that goes on this middle piece, right? But this time I'm going to do something a little bit different, okay? This time I'm going to bring in my trimmer. I'm going to get my cutting blade out of the way. That's really important. Do not use your cutting blade. And then I'm going to put this front flap, okay, so you can see where I've folded it down, and I'm going to score it, if you're in the US, around the 2-inch mark, here in Australia, the 5-centimeter mark, okay, and I'm going to put a score line right there in that front fold, front flap, all right. So now I have 2 bits, one slightly bigger than the other, don't worry about that. This piece is going to go back on there, but we need to adjust, okay, so this is 5, so this piece here at the bottom needs to be 4.5. So I'm going to cut this to 4.5, and that piece is going to go right there on the bottom. So there's still a little bit of a border around it. Can you see how easy this is to do? And just like that. Now, I first saw this style of card. I saw Karen Titus, who's a US demonstrator. I saw her create this type of card on a video that she did, and I thought, well, that's really fun, and that would work really, really well for this bundle. And I think it did. I think it turned out nice. Now I've lost the other half of my embossed panel. How did I do that? Really? Okay. Did anyone see where it went? Gosh. My desk is even clean. Did I drop it on the floor? Really? Seriously? Oh, it is fallen off the desk. Okay, so this piece now, when I put this here, it's a little bit long, a little bit wide. So I need to take about half a centimeter off this one as well. How did I do that? Goodness me. So then that piece is going to go in the top half. And I just realized I forgot to put my phone in do not disturb mode. So I really hope no one tries to call me while we're doing this, because that would be bad. That was silly of me. I normally put my phone in do not disturb when I'm on a video, but I forgot today. So let's hope. So this is how this looks now. Can you see that? And so this piece has a score line that will fold up. Okay, very, very simple. But it's just going to sort of float around in there. If we wanted, okay, if we wanted to put our star, we would do our star just like we did last time. Pop it here, okay, and then I would pop it on here. And I would use dimensionals for that, so that when this sits up as well. So let's do that. How are we going for time? Are we all right? Oh, 2:30, not too bad. I have a son at work that needs to be picked up at 3 p.m. Of course he does. But thankfully, my husband is home, so he will probably be able to go get him at 3, which means the pressure is off me today. All right, so I'm going to put this here. If you wanted to, you could put, on this one you can see I put some ribbon underneath, okay, and I use this glittery ribbon. All right, I'm not going to do that on this one, but you can see how that would work. It's very, very pretty, and you can't go wrong with this ribbon, in my opinion. All right, so this is going to go on here. So I want that to be slightly above there so it sits up. So I'm going to be putting more dimensionals on this bottom edge, but that's the only place I want to put them. You only want to have it on the bottom. And the reason why is if you put them on the top as well, then your easel piece would not bend up. So make sure that I have done this correctly. Yep. Like so. All right, so that this piece is now bent up like this. Can you see how it is? All right. Now you need somewhere for this to rest. So in this case, I stamped my Merry Christmas from the Stars at Night set on a label. You could use any Merry Christmas or any sentiment that you wanted to use on any label. You don't have to have this label. This one is actually from the Autumn Leaves dies from the same catalog, but you could use any one that you wanted. Let me just see if I have a Merry Christmas here. I do. And I want to use, I would either use Night of Navy or Misty Moonlight ink for this. Either one is going to work just fine. To be honest, this label is slightly narrow, but, well, no. The label's about the right size, but the greeting is ever so slightly too big. But that's okay. I'm just using it. Right, can you see I slightly went off the top there, but otherwise it looks really, really good. Right, and then this is going to get dimensionals under it as well. We did do easel cards. For anyone who likes easel cards, I did a whole class, a whole online class with easel cards going back a ways. I think it was the end of last year. And then I'm going to put this right down the bottom here. I'm going to center it in this panel down towards the bottom so that this piece now has something to rest against. Okay, so when it sits up, it just rests against that piece. Actually, it's doing it even without that piece. But, but anyway, you get the idea. Can you see how those work? Oh, that sounds nice. I wonder if, wouldn't it be funny if Cherie knows Margaret's family? Wouldn't that be funny? If I wanted to make a skew with star instead of a straight star, how would I go about that, please? Right. Okay, I understand your question now. Would you want to do that? Really? All right, so what happened is that when the die cutting and embossing was done, okay, they put this in, they kind of locked it into position, all right, but then they weren't careful and it has moved a little bit so that the star is not actually lined up with the cut. The embossing is not lined up with the cut. That's what's happened. Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure that these are really locked into position, and then you hold it carefully as you move it over. And also you can see it through here. You can see the star is slightly skew if it is, and you can see right now, I don't know if you can see there, that those are perfectly lined up. All right, so there you go. Oh, that's okay. That would have been good, Shirley. I had such a small group last. I only had. Did you believe? And I think Kay's here as well. I only had 4 for our Hunter Valley class, plus Louise. Louise came at lunchtime, so we had 5. That's the smallest class I think I've ever had there, and I've been doing it for nearly 7 years. So yeah, that was a really small group. So it would have been nice for you to come. Such a small group, I could have used a couple of extra people there. What I've been doing though is when I go to these classes is I allow the girls, if I have extra, because I usually have extra kits with me that didn't get used, if I have a small group or people not show, and I offer the kits for sale if people want them. So quite often they do. They want to take them home and make a second set of cards. So that's kind of a cool way of that working. All right, who would like to see? Oh, thanks, Sharon. Did you get your supply pack, Sharon? And did you make the card, or are you going to make it later? All right, let me pull out our alternative cards this time, and you'll notice I have a couple of each. If you're wondering why I have a couple of each, the reason why is, I'm just trying to get this straight, sorry. The reason why is that I make a sample, I decide which ones I'm going to use, and then I make them again when I do the video tutorial. Okay, so for example, I can't remember which one I did first. I can't remember which one. I think I did this one first and then this one. One's got a mark on it. Yeah, I did this one first. This, you know how, Jamie, you were saying before, it looks really rich? I think this card looks really rich. It's my favorite card in this series this month, and it's simple. It's just panels of the DSP. Have you guys seen how beautiful this DSP is? It's stunning. Absolutely beautiful. I've chopped mine up so it's not full pieces, but it does come in a 12 by 12 size, and that I've used this particular one for one of the cards. For the next card, this one. Okay, so you can see that beautiful swishy swirly background. That's what I've used in the back of this card. The funny thing is I ended up with 4 of these because I made the sample and then I messed up 2 videos and actually ended up recording 3 videos. So I now have 4 of these. So, hey, they'll come in handy at Christmas time. Beautiful paper. So you can see the boho blue there on the other side, the little stars. Gorgeous. This one has pebble path on the other side and stars on this side. Can you see the beautiful like painted swirly background? It's like it's a painted background, just gorgeous. This one's meant to look like a Bethlehem kind of a scene, the stars, and then you've got your beautiful village down the bottom there. This is copper clay on the back, and you might notice in my sample, which is buried under or here, I have used that copper clay piece here, the stars that I just showed you on the night sky here, this pebble path one that was on the back of there, that's this piece. And then I also, you might notice this lovely gold sparkly shape. I will show you how to do that in the video. It's super easy, but it's really cool. And this is beautiful. Look, just gradient dark to light. Isn't that gorgeous? These are beautiful. Hi, Inika. Nice. It must be really early in the morning there, is it? Very, very early? I think so. Cherie's telling you off, Lani. That's hilarious. This one has like a patterned background. Can you see that? It's hard to see until you get it up close. And that beautiful painted look on the other side. And I think it's all. Oh no, we've got another one. That one I showed you. This one is like the Sahara Desert. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. Gorgeous. And then on this side, we've got like a shell pattern in the copper clay. Copper clay, crumb cake. The colours in here are stunning. This one has the desert and just a starry sky. It'd be really nice to do all kinds of things with them. And then we've got like a little, I don't know, what would we call that? Like a tiled pattern on the back. Very, very pretty. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, Cherie, you made Lani apologise to you. All right, so that's what I've used in there. And I've also used these little trinkets. Now, these are part of the suite as well. Here's something I probably should tell you. All right, so the suite, we said it's on 14 and 15. Here it is, okay. I don't have these ones, okay. I bought these, and I was saying this last night as well, and I ended up buying everything else. The star trinkets are adhesive. They're gorgeous. The blue and gold ribbon, you know how much I love that. The shining brightly paper that I just showed you, and the DSP that I literally just showed you. I have all of these because they were all too beautiful not to have, okay. This one, the Night Divine bundle with the beautiful words and the nativity set, I didn't buy this, okay, because I have another friend, Denise. Many of you know Denise. She bought this one, but not this one. And we figured we would switch around. We'd do a little swap at some point. So that's why that saved me getting everything. But if you're not in that position and you would like absolutely everything, you can buy it all for a discounted price of $252. And that gets you everything in here. Okay. I know that that's a big investment, but for someone who wants the lot, $252 would cover it. Or you can just buy the bundle that I bought. The Stars at Night bundle is $99, and that includes the stamps, the dies, and the embossing folder. I think that's good value with the embossing folder as well, don't you? I think it's really good. But all of these different bits. And then you've got close-ups of both sets. So you've got the Stars at Night set here, and you've got the Night Divine set here. I love the fonts that they've used in here. It's very tempting, but no, I've just got to remember that Denise has got the set and I can borrow it off her. So, so there you go. And if you have a friend that you craft with, maybe that's a good solution for you guys as well. You can, you know, share something by buying some each and share the products. Because sometimes that works. Oh, that's good. You got your little acetate card, Jamie. That's awesome. Oh. Oh, that's okay. Cherie knows how much I love vellum, and I use vellum in all the time. So when you say that I don't need to use vellum, and you're right, you don't need to use vellum, and you might not want to use vellum, but I'm a vellum lover. Vellum is my bestie, and I am BFFs with vellum, so I use it consistently a lot of the time. So there you go. Oh, the paper's out of stock in the US, is it, Gina? I'm so sorry. Oh, good. Excellent. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's a horrible thing to have to do, Sharon, isn't it? I did that when my mum passed. We had to sort through all her things, and it's really hard to do. It's really, really hard to do. And here we go. Then Donna says she says no vellum all the time because some cards don't need it. Of course they need it. Of course they do, right? All right, it is a bit of an addiction. I'm sorry. I'm on a mission to addict some other people as well. Okay, so this is card number 2. All right, the one with the swirly swishies. All right, and it's a very, very simple card. Card number 3 is this one, which I've used the brush. I brought in another product here. I used the brushed gold cards and envelopes. Absolutely beautiful. These are stunning. I don't know if you've seen them, but they are in the catalog, kind of a little bit hidden. So they're definitely worth checking out, and they go really well with the set. And then this one here, which I use the white ink to go over some of my my raised stars, and it came out really nice. We've got some. I showed 2 different versions of ribbon. There's the velvet balmy blue sparkly ribbon, and there's the iridescent sparkly ribbon. So couple of different, so they're the 4 cards that are in the class this month. If you think you like this class and it's something you would, there will be full details on my blog how to get your hands on this. Okay, so if you would like all of those, then that is definitely something that you want to do. Now I'm going to put the banner up on the screen again. Here we go. lhiggins.blogspot.com. I have to finish writing the measurements for that are in the PDF. Okay, I need to do that. Let me just put these all out so that you can see what they look like. All right, so there's these, plus of course the one that we just did. So they're the 5 cards in this month's class. This part of the class is completely free. If you decided you'd like to go on and learn how to make the other cards, then you either will get them because you've placed an order, or there is a small charge to buy them. So the tutorials will be available on the blog, and that'll be up, I'm hoping, tonight. So if I can get my measurements finished in the next hour or so, then they'll be up there as soon as that measurement booklet is done, the measurement document. And there we go. What do you think, guys? Do we like these? Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite card? Which one? Which one would you pick if you had to pick one this month? I'll take my blog down so that's not in the way. You're very welcome. Oh, thanks for sharing the Pinterest. That's great, Gina. I really appreciate that. Oh, I don't know why the phone jumps to dual screen. That's really weird, don't you think? Back to the answer to your phone question. Let me go. How far up do I have to go for that? Oh, I love that. So I'm going to put this. So Cherie, I'm sorry, I'm outing you. This is where Cherie was saying to Lani, because Lani said, what if you don't want to use vellum? And Cherie's response was this: you need to wash your mouth out with soap, turn around 3 times, and cast a blocking spell so that Linda, the vellum queen, doesn't know. I've heard it all, really. I'll take that down. That's hilarious, you guys. I can't see the response to the thing about the... Oh, you love the heat gun. Isn't it great, Jamie? I'm so glad you got one. Heat guns are fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And as for the 2-screen thing, I'm having trouble finding that question. If you bump the table. Maybe, Glenda. Maybe I need to be more careful. That's really interesting though, right? Huh. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to wind this up. We're a bit early this month. We made 2 cards instead of 1, and we're still under the normal hour. So I'm pretty impressed with that, I've got to say. And I hope you are too. What I will say, though, is if you would like to take part in the class and get all the tutorials, these will be up later today. You'll be able to pay. You go onto the blog. There'll be a PayPal button that you can just press purchase now, and it takes you to PayPal and just transfer the money straight over. My belief, unless I'm completely wrong, it should be $15 Australian, which is roughly, for anyone who doesn't know, about $10 US. Okay, so the tutorials are all videos, and then there is also a document that has all the measurements, so that it makes it nice and easy. So you can prepare your cards with the measurements, and then go and watch the videos and craft along with those. So that's the plan. That's how it works. If you haven't placed an order this month, but you're planning to before the end of September, that will qualify you for the October CraftAlong. Okay, so I would definitely, if you're wanting to get the October CraftAlong, do I know what it is yet? No, I don't. I haven't yet decided. With this one, with the Stars at Night bundle, I actually surveyed my VIP group, and they told me that Stars at Night was the one they wanted to use. It was between Stars at Night and the Merriest Trees bundle, both of which would have been good, but this was the one they chose, was Stars at Night. So that's why we're doing Stars at Night this month. Maybe I'll do another poll if I can't make up my mind next month. We'll see. Oh, we're going to blame Cookie, are we, Shirley? Is that what we're going to do? Every time I turn around at my desk. Interesting. Use a large deckled circle and make a rocket card. I know. Aren't they great? Those, I don't have that. The one that I've seen it done. So someone beat me to coming up with such a great idea. The one with the, here it is, with the rocking horse, somebody made and I'm sorry, I don't know who it is, but they made a circle card in which when it's folded in half, the horse rocks. And I thought, what a fantastic idea that is. So, so clever. But I do have some plans for some other types of cards. I did one of these online classes with diorama cards a while back. I think that was towards the end of last year. And I have this set here that's called Forever Forest. This one I think would also make, because it's got great dies with it as well, and that would make great diorama cards as well. Does anyone have any questions for me before we conclude today? I like how the star pops out to the right above the Merry Christmas sentiment. Which one? Sorry. This one? That one there? Actually, that's something I talk about that in the video, because I purposely made sure that star was going to be in the right place to be able to be seen. And I think it looks good too. So yeah, I purposely chose that for that reason. Just having a little look. You love them all? Well, Kay, you're in the team, so that means you get them for free. That's awesome. Let me see. Yes, well, I love my blues too, Lani, as you know. I agree. The brush gold cards, the pictures in the catalogue do not do them justice. Absolutely right. And they are completely stunning. Aren't they beautiful? I love them. I've got a couple. Something else that's worth mentioning, I have for every single video that is in the in this tutorial bundle, there is at least one tip in every single one. And I try and make sure I give you guys lots and lots of tips so that you have more information, that when you sit down to make your own cards, you have all this information at your disposal. So that is part of the reason why I do that. No choice, you love all of them, Shirley. Well, I guess that's good, right? All right. Okay, well, I'm going to call this the end. I hope that everyone has enjoyed this today. If you are looking for a fabulous bundle to make your Christmas cards with, you really can't go past this one. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I hope that you will keep watching so that next month you will attend CraftAlong again with a new theme, whatever it might be. And for those of you who would like to watch my next live, that will be tomorrow night at 7:30 Sydney time. So what time is it now? It's nearly 3. So 4.5 hours later than this one. So I know it's not going to suit everybody, but that's tomorrow. So actually 4.5 hours from now, but tomorrow is when it will be. So I think I just said completely confusing things there, but anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to switch over back to me. You must have been drinking. You're seeing stars. Indeed you are. But that's a good thing, right? Isn't that a good thing? When the stars are this pretty, we don't mind. Yep, see you tomorrow night. I know. I confuse people because people are so used to me going live on a Friday night or a Sunday night that if I go live any other time, it messes everyone up. So I went live. I did a little tip live last Thursday. Actually, I've done it the last 2 Thursdays, and I completely threw Rose because Rose was like, oh my gosh, what day is it? It's not Friday, is it? No, it was Thursday. All right, guys. Have a fabulous Saturday evening, whatever you might be doing. And I will see, hopefully, lots of you tomorrow night and the rest of you, hopefully, next month for the October Craft Along. See you guys. Bye-bye.